Recording in progress. Recording in progress. Recording in progress. Recording in progress.
Naveen, good to go.
Yeah. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. The mission of every Toastmaster club is to provide a supportive and positive learning environment in which members are empowered to develop their communication skills and leadership qualities, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Before we proceed the meeting, we have to follow 3 basic ground rules. Put your mobile phone in silent mode or switch off it. If you want to pass any message, please use the chat box here given below. Do not talk about sex, politics, religion while the meeting is proceeding. Let our hands put together to welcome our presiding officer, Toastmaster Abhilash.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Naveen. And a very warm good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to meeting number 795. On that happy note, let me declare open meeting number 795. A couple of quick announcements before we proceed forward to the meeting. So this is the last week of our membership renewals. So requesting all our members who are yet to renew to please contact our VP membership and ensure that your membership is renewed quickly. And with that, let us now proceed forward into the meeting. To help us take us through the meeting today, we have an energetic Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rekha. To tell you all a few words about Toastmaster Rekha, Toastmaster Rekha is an entrepreneur by profession. She has her own consulting setup called Kalpadaru Consulting, and she is a certified project management professional. She's also served as past president and secretary of our club. Let us put together our hands and welcome Toastmaster Rekha.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Abhilash, for the energetic introduction. So when you said I'm an energetic person with lots of energy, I hope I do justification to that word energetic. Happy Friendship Month. All must be wondering why Friendship Day, Friendship Month. So when I accepted my role as TMOD, now I have to give a theme. So when I Googled, I found that September is a Friendship Month. So to again dig down into the history of this Friendship Month, 10 years ago, the old fellows, officially known as the Grand United Order of Odd Fellows Friendly Society. It's an international fraternity which was formed in 1730s in England, and they came up with this month as September month as Friendship Month to bring people together and to beat loneliness. And when I started further analyzing what is this Friendship Month, then I was taken aback because Friendship Day in India is on the first Sunday of August. And then July 30th has been internationally considered as the Friendship Day. Then what should I consider? Friendship Day, Friendship Month. And then I thought, whatever be it, every day in our life is a Friendship Day where friendship is to be nurtured and celebrated each and every day. And let us take today as yet another Friendship Day. So happy Friendship Month and Friendship Day. So with this, I also did a little bit of research, Googling, to understand the definition of friendship. So as per Britannica, friendship is a state of enduring affection, esteem, intimacy, trust between two people. According to Wikipedia, friendship is a relationship of mutual affection between people. So after reading this, I was curious to know what is the everyone's individual definition on friendship. And I reached out to every role player and they were they shared their time in sharing their own definition of friendship. And throughout the meeting, you will hear from me what friendship means to them. And now let me share the structure of the meeting for those who are not new to Toastmaster fraternity. So the entire meeting is structured around 3 segments. One, prepared speech, where their speakers, according to their project objective, with the guidance of the mentors, they prepare their speech, and they practice, and here they are to deliver their speech. And the second segment is table topics, where there is a table topic master who would be providing a topic upfront, and the speaker has to speak on the go. And the third segment is evaluation, where there are set of evaluators who are going to help us individually as well as a meeting, how we can improve from wherever we are to the next level. And then there is a special item. When I say special item, you need to imagine in Vadivelu's accent. There is a special item. We have quote master of the day, or quote of the day, and the idiom of the day. So let me invite our general evaluator, Toastmaster Mugil. Before even I invite her, let me introduce her. So Mugil is a senior scientific application analyst in Zifo R&D Solution. She loves painting and she does voluntary work as well. And her definition on friendship. Friendship is being able to trust someone, knowing that they will be there, whatever happens to you throughout the situation and in your life. And they are there to call out if you are doing some mistake. And with this, I would request Toastmaster Mugil to share the podium to introduce yourself as the general evaluator. Back to you. Yeah, to you, Toastmaster Mugil.
Thank you so much, TM. And good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, as the general evaluator, my job is to help us all take a step back, and so that we can move forward. By that, I mean, just reflect on the quality and the general meeting proceedings, so that the next time we do even better than what we are doing right now. And to do that, with me, I have some people to help me out, and they're called the tag team. So by the tag team, I mean the timer, the R counter, and the grammarian. And they are going to help me out throughout the meeting to just ensure the meeting's on time, to ensure that to notice things that are going really well in the meeting and share it with all of us, so that we have something to take back at the end of the meeting. Without dwelling much into their respective roles, let me invite the timer for today. And the timer for today is a quality assurance head who loves reading and watching movies and painting. And when I asked him why he was excited about picking up the role as a timer, he said, you know what, I'm excited about any role in Toastmasters. And you should know that this is someone who would put over their 100% to do what is given to them. I'm talking about none other than our timer for the day, Toastmaster Naveen Raj. Over to you, Toastmaster Naveen.
Thank you, Toastmaster General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters and friends, as a timer, my role is to remind all speakers how much time they spent on their speech, so that we will run this meeting on time. At the end of the meeting, I will submit my report when called by the General Evaluator. Over to you, Toastmaster Mugil.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Naveen. The second role player of today is going to be the R counter. And today's R counter is a fairly new Toastmaster who is starting his Toastmastering journey. He's an ardent lover of nature and people, and he loves to travel. And currently, he's working as a HR professional in Tube Investments of India Murugappa Group. And when I asked him why he took up the role as an R counter, he said this is for him to make sure that he's conscious about avoiding filler roles, and what better way to do it by observing others and understanding when and where they use it. Over to you, Toastmaster Vinay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mugil, my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During this meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler words, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I or this means. At the end of the meeting, I'll report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Mughal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gunnar. For the final role player is someone who all of us know and who's very familiar to all of us. And he's a chartered accountant by profession, and he is an adventurer in his heart. And when I asked him why he was excited about his role as a grammarian, he said he's always excited about learning, and grammarian provides him an opportunity to learn something new. I'm talking about none other than our Toastmaster Abhilash. Toastmaster Abhilash, please brief the team about you.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator, and a very warm good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. It gives me immense pleasure to be your grammarian for today. As the grammarian, my duty is twofold. The first duty that I have is to introduce to you all the word of the day. The word of the day is alacrity. What is the meaning of alacrity? Let me just say, our Toastmaster of the day today started the meeting with alacrity. Alacrity means to be cheerful, bright, and ever ready. Let me give you a sample usage of the sentence as well. He accepted the challenge with alacrity. This is the word of the day. Now, my second duty today is to keep a tab of all the good usages of language that we have in the meeting, and also to take note of the not so good usages. And I will present my report towards the end of the meeting when called upon by the General Evaluator. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhilash. And with that, that is my tag team, and I will be back at the end of the meeting today to provide a detailed evaluation report, and hopefully that will help us do better and continue doing what we're doing well already. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mughal. So when I was asking the meaning of friendship to each and every role players, I was reflecting upon my own meaning to friendship. And then I realized friendship means different at different stages of our life. During our school days, what is friendship? Somebody who's able to share his or her chocolate to us, who's able to show his homework, right? So that means a good friend, right? But over a period of time, as we mature, we become mature, and even our friendship matures. In a similar way, friendship adds different flavor in our life, and not every friend is going to be at the same layer. There are few friends who are only a jolly go friendship, and there are few friendship where it is more an intellectual level, where we can speak at an intellectual level. And there are friends who are there, who are available there to spare their shoulder, where we can pour out anything and everything to them. So I would say we have different types of friendship meeting our different needs. With this, I said we have the special item. The first special item is our quote of the day. So the quote master today is Toastmaster Ayush. He is a Satyabama University student. And he told, friendship, according to Toastmaster Ayush, is something that helps him to go through no matter whatever be in his life. So the friend has to be with him throughout whatever be the stage he is in. And he is blessed with a two special friend. And with this, I invite Toastmaster Ayush.
Thank you, ma'am. The quote for today is by Ralph Waldo Emerson. It says, "It is one of the blessings of old friends. You can afford to be stupid with them." Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ayush. And now, this reminds me when Ayush said, like, I connected back with a friend after 17, 18 years. I lost her contact and then I happened to get her contact and we spoke. And first time, as it was a con call, I was telling hi, hello. We were very posh discussion. And after that, when I connected with her individually, let me tell it in Tamil and then I'll translate. I immediately after I called her, I said, Ennadi naye. I said, hey, what doggy? Then she said, this is friendship. Now is what I'm happy with this, you connecting back. So this is what we connect at a very idiotic level. And that is what is friendship. Thank you very much for the quote, Toastmaster Ayush. Now let me invite Toastmaster Vasant, who is idiom master. So before I invite him, he is an entrepreneur and he is running business in renewable energy sector. And to be precise, he is into manufacturing of biofuels. According to him, friendship is probably the random but precious association or alliance that occurs between two people. And again, he is being blessed with a college friend who is an advisor guide, and he always protects Toastmaster Vasant from taking a wrong decision. Now, let me invite Toastmaster Vasant.
Thank you, TMOD Rekha ma'am. Fellow Toastmasters and my most welcome guests. My name is Vasant and my role as idiom master is to deliver an idiom that gives the audience something to think about. The idiom that I chose is birds of a feather flock together. Meaning of this is those with similar interest or of same kind tend to form a group together. We generally see a group of sparrows flying together with a sense of alacrity. We don't see a sparrow, seagull, and a cardinal together, or a crow within their gang too. So why do birds of same feather flock together? Scientists believe that birds tend to fly and hang out together in flocks because having their safety in mind, flocking together helps birds to stay safe from other predators. When applied to humans, this space means that people who are similar interests tend to form groups with each other and tend to spend time with each other too. We would have probably noticed this at schools or college. The friends that we hang out together probably have same interest like us or like the same things as we do. It's natural for people with similar interests to hang out together, and this is the meaning of the idiom. Again, the idiom is birds of a feather flock together. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vasant, for the lovely quote. And yeah, so the next structure or the next part of the meeting would be prepared speech. And before I invite the speaker, let me invite the evaluator, Toastmaster Shrikant, who is going to evaluate Toastmaster Geeta. So according to Shrikant, friendship is the foundation for a long-lasting relationship. So thank you very much for giving your quote on friendship, Toastmaster Shrikant. So now I invite you to read out the project objectives of Toastmaster Geeta.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. Today, my speaker, Toastmaster Geeta, is presenting some presentation mastery, level 5, project 1. And the objective for her speech this afternoon would be for her to practice and develop and present a long speech. Just one objective, and the time given for her presentation is between 15 to 20 minutes. All the very best to you, Toastmaster Geeta. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Toastmaster Shrikant. Now, so before I invite Toastmaster Geeta, see, Toastmaster Geeta is a trainer by profession and she coaches people on English communication. When I saw the title, are you being overly controlling? It is as if somebody is asking me, are you overly controlling? So I was curious and I called Geeta to understand what is this. So she said she attended a course named A Life of Happiness and Fulfillment, and this speech is based on the course. And I was curious to ask her more questions, and she said, Rekha, wait for my speech and you will know more about the course and the details. And you know, are you controlling or not? With this, I hand over the control to Toastmaster Geeta.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rekha, for the wonderful introduction. And I'm very grateful for you for setting up the context for my speech. Thank you once again. Can we have a raise of hands if you have experienced other people's attempt to control you? Can we have a raise of hands? Yeah. Can we have a raise of hands if you have tried controlling anyone, others? So good afternoon, Toastmasters and guests. It is quite evident that most of us have experienced other people's attempts to control us. And it is, if we are true and honest with ourselves, our attempt to control others. Let's take an example. For example, if you're married, you may have wanted to control your spouse at some point of time. Why does he have to eat or hog on the sweets like this all the time? You must have thought, trying to control your husband's eating behavior. Or you must have asked yourself, why does she have to spend all the money on her clothes, trying to control your wife's shopping behavior? Or you would have always wanted to control your children, the behavior of your kids. And friends, it doesn't stop with our spouses and our kids. Our desire to control extends to the other people, other members of the family, and our friends, our colleagues, and we even try an attempt to control our pets. If only people behaved the way I want them to behave, not only will I be happy, even they will be happy. You must have always thought this to yourself. And friends, it doesn't stop with this. We don't stop with this. Our control extends to our outcomes also. We try to control our outcomes as well. Right from wanting to control the temperature of our room to controlling the kind of tasks that we get in our job and pretty much everything in between. But please tell me, why do we have so much urge or the desire to control the external environment? Can anybody tell me? Well, it is because we feel that we are emotionally and physically better off when things are under our control. And trust me, friends, even studies tell us that people who seek control they aim higher in life, and not only do they aim higher in life, they also end up achieving greater things in life. At the same time, there is a limit. Life tells us that there is a limit up to which you can extend control. But extending control beyond an ideal point is definitely not good for us. In fact, it is very much detrimental for our happiness levels. So we'll understand about the reasons why controlling is detrimental for our happiness levels. But before that, I'll put forward a few questions to you all. Just give me a moment, I'll share my screen. Yes, so these are the few questions that I put forward for you. At the end of the speech, actually we have around 20 questions. I think it will be too much if I share all the 20 questions here. So I've just shared the 6 questions. So probably you can answer with a yes, maybe, or no, depending on however you feel your, whatever suits you the best. And you will understand, to an extent, you will understand that where do you stand. So the first question goes is, I prefer a job where I have a lot of control over what I do and when I do it. You can just write it as yes, maybe, or no, depending on whatever suits you. The second question is, I try to avoid situations where someone else tells me what to do. Moving on, I would prefer to be a leader than a follower. And then the fourth question is, I enjoy being able to influence the actions of others. Coming to the fifth question, others usually know what is best for me. And the last question that I'm sharing with you today is, I enjoy making my own decisions. I hope you would have answered your questions by now, and you'll get a fair understanding of where exactly you stand, whether you're being overly controlling or you're a person who is moderate when it comes to controlling. And in the end of the speech, as promised earlier, I will share you a link where you can assess yourself in a better way. Yes, now we move on to the reasons why overly controlling lowers our happiness levels. Friends, the first reason goes with the very fact that as human beings, we all need freedom and autonomy, which means when our desire to do something increases, when there are restrictions imposed on our behavior. And this the psychologists call as psychological reactance. Do you associate with this kind of a thing? Like, does anyone associate with this kind of a feeling where you have wanted to do something when somebody has stopped you or imposed a restriction on you? Okay, I think nobody is willing to share. Then I go first. Well, my attempt to control my husband is very fond of sweets. So my attempt to control his eating habits, it was met with his increased consumption of sweets, just to spite me or just to hurt me, until I received it and I felt really irritated and frustrated, and I gave up on controlling him. So this is what happens, friends. When we try to control others, it's not necessary that everyone will obey us. And the result will be we will end up feeling all the negative emotions like anger, disappointment, sadness, and we may even end up feeling depressed. So it's better for our own good that we don't seek control from the outside world. I hope I'm clear with this. Thank you. Yes, moving on to the second reason. Friends, when it comes to when you're keen on getting a good job or when you're keen on getting into a great shape, it doesn't mean overly controlling. But only when you're obsessed with a particular outcome. For instance, you want a particular job very badly, and everything else like our health, our relationships, the amount of time that we get to sleep, everything else takes a backseat. Then it is called obsessive controlling. And when we are obsessed with a particular outcome, it becomes like our passion is controlling us instead of we being able to control our passion. And this the psychologists tell us that it is detrimental for our happiness because it does not only affect us physically and it does not affect us emotionally, but it can also have negative impact on our relationships. I now move on to the next point. The next point again is very simple. Life has its own plans. I'm sure you all will agree with me. There must have been many instances in your life as well when you would have wanted to do X, but life gives you Y. And just when you're ready to take a turnabout and accept Y, life wants you to take up X. So there's a relatable song which I just want to share with you all. I hope you enjoy it.
Ma'am, the audio is not audible.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
No, I think. Okay.
Hey, bum, 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 got any grapes? A duck walked up to a lemonade stand and he said to the man, run in the stand. Hey, bum, 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 got any grapes? The man said, no, we just sell lemonade, but it's cold and it's fresh and it's all homemade. Can I get you a glass? The duck said, I'll pass. Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle, till the very next day, bum, 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 ba-dum, when the duck walked up to the lemonade stand and he said to the man, run in the stand. Hey, bum, 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 got any grapes? The man said, no, like I said yesterday, we just sell lemonade, okay? Why not give it a try? The duck said, goodbye. Then he waddled away till the very next day, when the duck walked up to the lemonade stand and he said to the man, run in the stand. Hey, bum, 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 got any grapes? said, "That's it. If you don't stay away, duck, I'll glue you to a tree and leave you there all day stuck. So don't get too close." The duck said, "Adios." Then he waddled away till the very next day. Bum, 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 ba-dum. When the duck walked up to the lemonade stand, and he said to the man running the stand, "Hey, bum, 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 got any glue?" "What? Got any glue? No, why would I? Oh, then one more question for you. Got any grapes?" Bum, 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 bum. And the man just stopped. Then he started to smile. He started to laugh. He laughed for a while. He said, "Come on, Duck, let's walk to the store. I'll buy you some grapes so you won't have to ask anymore." So they walked to the store, and the man bought some grapes. He gave one to the duck, and the duck said, "No thanks. But you know what sounds good? It would make my day. Do you think this store? Do you think this store? Do you think this store has any lemonade?" Then he waddled away.
So friends, I love this song very much, but more than the song, I love the meaning that it conveys. So it's very clear that the stuff that life throws at us sometimes, it's very difficult for us to control. So just like the man in the lemonade stand who wanted to sell lemonade, but life, like duck, wanted him to sell grapes. And just when he was ready to sell grapes, life wanted him to again take up the lemonade. So there are at some point of time, or there are certain places where we just cannot control anything and everything that is happening around us. So it's better we stop controlling our external environment. So what do you think is the next best thing that we can do? So friends, the best thing that we can do, which is an antidote to this control-seeking habit, is to take the happiness in our own hands. Just give me a second. So taking the responsibility of our happiness in our own hands means it is not blaming others or the external circumstances for how we think and feel. In short, it means the ability to regulate how we feel and how we think inside our heads. And once we gain this ability of controlling our internal environment, we retain the keys of happiness in our own hands. So this is the point here I'm trying to tell you is, when we take the personal responsibility of our happiness, our internal control develops. And once we know that our internal control is developing, it is but natural for us to seek less external control, or we will not be in need of controlling our external environment. The same concept we have, you can, those of you who have read Stephen Covey's book, Seven Habits of the Successful People, will understand this better. Here he talks in the form of circle of concern and circle of influence. There are many things that we are concerned about, but we cannot end up controlling everything that we are concerned about. So he suggests that let us control only the things that we have influence to control. That is how we think, what we say, what we buy, how we spend our free time, and the courses we take, the books you read, all these things are within our control. And once we realize that our internal control is high, automatically the circle of influence reduces. So the internal control and external control are compensatory forces, which means when the internal control increases, the need for the external control automatically declines. Now moving on, I will give you a few strategies that are helpful to gain internal control. The first one is, it is like avoiding situations that create stress. That is, it's like more like a preventive measure than a cure. It is like, for me, like logically telling, it is like controlling your experiences so that you don't have to control the emotions. Let me explain this with an example. For instance, you know that you have to give a sales pitch. and you know that meeting a particular person just before giving your sales pitch is going to dampen your spirit or is going to make you pessimist, the best thing that you can do to yourself is to avoid a situation or avoid meeting that person. And once you avoid meeting that person, obviously you will not end up into feeling all of these negative emotions, and then there is no need to control your negative emotions. The next thing that the psychologists suggest is labeling your emotions. Can anybody tell me what it exactly means? Or how does this help? Friends, it literally means labeling your emotions the way you feel at the moment. For example, if you're feeling angry, you're frustrated, or you're feeling disappointed, just label those emotions, and this will give you a better sense of control. Let me give you an example. Just think that you're stuck in a traffic and you're really feeling frustrated. So you just acknowledge that kind of a feeling that you're feeling. You can just tell yourself, it's really frustrating. And once you label this emotion, the sense of uncertainty reduces and you have a better control over the situation. It definitely helps. Please do try this and see. And now I move on to the next strategy. This is appreciating uncertainty. Friends, this particular point I will explain you with the help of a folk tale. And like as you all know, in India, our folk tales are very much appreciated, and they are used to spread a lot of moral values to all of us. So this particular folk tale is about the man who went to the Himalayas to do penance. He was in seek of happiness. So he did penance for many years, and finally God was satisfied, and God went to him and asked him what he wanted. So this man, he said, instead of asking for happiness, like all of us, he forgot to ask for happiness, and he said, please grant me a boon that whatever I desire, I should get it. In fact, he was more concentrating on the material things. God granted him the boon and left. First and foremost, he wanted to get younger, so he decided for becoming young, and he turned young. He was very happy with the outcome, and later he wanted a big palace, a big mansion to live in, and lot of friends to hang around, and that was also granted to him, and he was really happy. And then whatever he wished for and whatever he wanted, whatever he asked, he was getting it. There was like everything was happening so well in his life, but very soon, within a couple of months, he realized that he wasn't actually happy. In fact, he discovered that he was feeling very depressed than before. So he went up to the God and said, "Oh God, for a change, I think this life in the heaven is not suitable for me. So for a change, why don't you transform me to the world, to the hellish, to the world, to the hell?" And this is the punchline, friends. Please listen to me carefully. God asked him, "Where do you think you were living all the while?" So this story is telling us that where things are very certain and very much predictable, it is not interesting. In fact, the life is boring. It is something like you are living a hellish life. And do you want to know what the psychologists and the studies tell us? Even they confirm with this idea that when things are predictable and when everything is certain, there is no thrill in the life. In fact, it is this uncertainty factor and this unpredictability factor that makes us happy. So by now you should have understood what we need to be doing. Yes. So the next thing what we can do is let us appreciate uncertainty and let us gracefully accept uncertainty. Dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, as we come to the end of my speech, I hope by now you would have understood that it's not possible for us to take control over the external environment at all times. There are a few stuffs that life might throw to us and which is going to be very difficult to control. At the same time, we also understand that it is very difficult to control other people, because just like we want to control others, others have equal right not to be controlled by us. So once we develop this habit of developing or the habit of like taking the responsibility of our happiness in our own hands, we will not have the desire to control the outside world. Are you all ready to take up this step forward? Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Geeta. It was a lovely speech and lot of insights. And now I'm reflecting upon myself, like how I can change myself from maybe a control freak to a more liberal person. So now when I saw your video on duck, sorry, I think. Yeah, when I saw the video on duck, I was reflecting upon my own friends, where when we offer something, they come out with something else. And there is one set of friends who are there to take my life out. Only when during my trainings, they will call me repeatedly, and finally I have to switch off my mobile. And these are the friends who will call me for shopping in Saravana stores during the peak of COVID. Just imagine the heights of, I don't know what word to quote these friends. So with this note, I would like to invite the second speaker, Toastmaster Ashwini. Before even I invite her, let me invite her evaluator, Toastmaster Vignesh. So Toastmaster Vignesh, according to him, friendship. What is friendship? A real friend is one that guides us when we do wrong things, stay with us even during times of trouble. So with this, I invite Toastmaster Vignesh to read out the project objectives of Toastmaster Ashwini.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rekha, for a good introduction. Toastmaster Ashwini is doing a level 1 project 2 in presentation mastery. The purpose of this project is for the member to present a speech on any topic, receive a feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive a feedback from the evaluator. Time limit for the speaker is 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you. Back to Toastmaster Rekha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vignesh. So Toastmaster Ashwini is a prosthodontist. Don't get carried away. She is a dentist. To make it simple, she is the one who plucks the tooth out of your mouth. So just on a comical note, yes, exactly, Toastmaster Ashwini. So she is working in, she's a dentist in Rajan Dentist Dental Clinic, and she reads books on geopolitics and history. And according to her, friendship is always refreshing her soul and gives you endless memories. And her childhood friend is one who is now her life partner. So after reading this, I was wondering, even after knowing each other for so many years, you both have decided to marry. Excellent, good decision. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ashwini. And before I call upon Ashwini to provide your speech, are you able to see the timer? Because like last time I saw the previous speech, the timing was displayed in the message. Toastmaster Ashwini, maybe can you, yeah? Okay.
No, that was because I think
I know the screen was shared. Yeah, I understood that. Yeah. So back to you, Toastmaster Ashwini. All the very best for your speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Madam Rekha, for the introduction. Before I begin, am I audible and visible? January 25th, 2019, my husband and I gave birth to our beautiful baby, Sasha. As we all can imagine, we were filled with lots of emotions: joy, happiness, excitement, exhaustion, and even anxiety. But there was one emotion I was not prepared to battle. Unfortunately, I think I may have to fight with it for the rest of my lifetime. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. This is your fellow Toastmaster Ashwini, and I'm going to talk to you about one emotion that I think most of the parents here would have gone through in some point of their life or the other. It is actually a negative emotion that comes out of place of love, care, and affection. Any guesses what it is? Okay, let me tell you. It's mom guilt or parental guilt. So what is mom guilt? It's a recurrent feeling of personal deficiency even when you put your whole heart, your whole soul, your whole time and energy for the one person you love the most, your child. It's the constant voice that keeps telling you at the back of your head, everybody else has got this parenting thing sorted out, but not you. It is the same voice that keeps telling you, maybe it is your parenting mistake, Ashwini. That is why your child is not doing well. That is why your child is throwing tantrums in a public place. Actually, only when I became a parent, I realized what I had signed in for. I agree. Parenting is the toughest job in the world. No books, pamphlets, classes, or workshops could prepare you for what you're about to experience. So, this was the case with me. I experienced mom guilt for the first time my child was born. She weighed 2.3 kilos, less than the average birth weight. Everybody around me will ask me one single question. Ashwini, didn't you eat well enough during your pregnancy? And this question will make me wonder and go down on a train of thoughts of what could I have done better in order to give birth to a chubby baby in spite of me ballooning up and weighing more than 15 kilos. And casually scrolling through Instagram posts and seeing moms doing so many activities for the kids and even teaching coding to them will make me feel like a very bad mom. While I was feeling guilty when I went to work, I had the same ditto guilty feeling when I gave birth to a second child and I chose to extend my maternity break and to stay at home. So I felt guilty when I went to work. I felt guilty when I chose to be a stay-at-home mom. This is when I realized I was going down the whirlwind of guilt and self-pity. And I was trying too long, trying to be the mom the society expected me to be. I was constantly seeking for appreciation, acceptance, and approval. I didn't trust my own choices. This is when I understood in order to take care of these tiny little human beings, I have to first trust myself. I have to first trust my own choices. I have to be present in my marriage and I have to give importance to my career if that matters to me a lot. And tuck away tiny pockets of me time in order to nurture myself. I will also quote you one more example. When I joined back work, my auntie will ask me, Ashwini, you joined back work, is it? Yes, auntie. So, who is taking care of the kids? Is it your mom or your in-law? No, auntie. I have actually had a nanny to take care of my baby. What? You are giving your baby under the care of a total stranger? That's it. I will be doomed and I'll be feeling guilty for the entire day. So this trauma blocked my ability to trust my own choices. So this is when I realized in order to give my baby a happy environment, I have to trust my own choices, trust my own instincts. Realistically speaking, I don't think I'll be the best mom that the society expects me to be. And it took a long time for me to understand once I'm a mom for my entire lifetime. While it is and always will be the most important job for me, it is not the only one. I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a wife, I am a dentist by profession and I'm even a Toastmaster today. I don't think I will be the best mom the society expects me to be. But you know what? I will be the greatest mom that my kids sees me. The way I am is more than enough for me and for my babies. Wouldn't you agree with me, fellow mother and Toastmaster of the day, Mrs. Rekha? Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashwini. Definitely, I agree with you. You are the greatest mom. And above all, the message I got from your speech is first extend friendship with yourself, and then you can extend the friendship with others around you. Excellent speech, Toastmaster Ashwini. When I hear this, when I heard the speaker's speech, I was reflecting upon, is friendship always need to be a lifetime friendship? Not necessary, right? Instantly, we extend our friendship during a bus travel. There is a train friendship, there is bus friendship, there is a neighborhood friendship. During shopping, when you are going to talk friendlier with a vendor, that is friendship which lasts for few seconds or few moments. So even that is friendship. Today, I reflect an incident when I went to shop, basically vegetables and fruits. So I bought fruits from, I just realized, I bought fruits from a vendor, a street vendor, and he was a young chap. And I was curious why he is selling fruits in the shop instead of going for studies. So I asked him, are you not studying? He said he just completed his graduation and he's waiting for his degree certificate. So this moment of conversation, a personal conversation, is also extending friendship to somebody. Maybe he should be happy that somebody is concerned about him, not just about the fruits and the cost of the fruits. And now moving on to the next segment, our next segment is table topics, the most dreaded or the most interesting one. So that is based on how you see. And today's Toastmaster of the day is not Toastmaster of the day. I'm the Toastmaster of the day. The table topics master is DTM Venu. To introduce him, he works in Airport Authorities of India, and his contribution to Toastmasters is like it's boundaryless, I can say. He has conducted YLP, speech crafts, and he plays excellent roles like club roles, and he is also a club coach in Downtown Speakers Forum. And according to him, a friend is one who walks in when the rest of the world walks out. So this reminds me of one quote, like when I read Venu's message on this reflects upon my own incident. Like few years ago, my cash was blocked and I urgently required a lakh. I was hesitating to ask to my family members. So I asked a friend, can she lend 1 lakh, and I required next morning before noon. She said, come. I had to travel few hours and I went to her home and she took me to bank. I was wondering, oh, maybe she wants to withdraw some cash. And then I realized she too did not have that money, but pledged her with jewels and gave me the money. And there was no written document. And I returned the cash, but how will I return the gratitude? So I always cherish the gratitude she has extended towards me. With this note, let me invite DTM Venu to play a role as the table topics master.
Thank you, TMOD Toastmaster Rekha. It's really a pleasure. Good afternoon and good evening, one and all. Yes, today the theme of the day is the friendship, right? So most of you are expecting a friendly atmosphere. Unfortunately, this session is not going to be so friendly because it's actually going to be friendly, but you are not going to expect it as a kind of friendly, because I asked many of the participants to volunteer. So far, I have not received anyone volunteering. No problem. So this is a session. Let me first explain what table topic session is. For the benefit of guests, it's an impromptu speech session where I will give a topic and you need to talk on the topic for 1 to 2 minutes, minimum 1 minute, maximum 2 minutes, and 30 seconds will be given as a grace time. And you can talk for the topic and you are allowed to talk against the topic also. So even the guests, dear guests, it's a good opportunity to be part of this meeting. You can also participate. So we mostly welcome guests to participate in most of the TT session. This is the only session you can participate. So I request every guest. So with that, without wasting much time, let me share my screen. And he's going to be the first speaker. Can we get a volunteer? Otherwise, I will pick. Yes, Mithun, right? Yeah, Mithun. First, let me give the chance to Mithun. Next, Karthika. Karthika, be ready with. Yes, Mithun, this is your topic. Story, right?
Yeah.
Take your 10 seconds. It's okay.
So I have to build a topic based on this.
Whatever you want, you can do it for 2 minutes.
This reminds me of the famous celebrity Kareena Kapoor. Her baby Taimur. About 2 years ago, we could only see Taimur's pictures in social media. Facebook. Whenever you open Facebook, it's always Taimur and his nanny holding her. So this reminds me of that, and especially the nanny got famous more than Kareena Kapoor because we hardly get to see her holding the child. Only her nanny was holding it. So this, and especially the last pic, it shows that no matter how much rich you are, unless you pay attention to your child is not going to be happy. So I saw happiness in the child when the child was with the nanny than with Kareena Kapoor. So you need to. It's important that you spend some time with your kids, because ultimately after some time the kids will be more attached to the nanny than you. So you need to ensure that you not just earn for yourself, but also give kind attention to your kids as well. This is what I got from that picture. And if you don't give enough attention to your child, if you're not taking care of him properly, he might end up becoming a scoundrel for the society. He may not be value people. So it's important that you have a control over your child and you regularly monitor with them and have some word with them. Otherwise, if you have money and he starts to realize that he's rich and he can do whatever he wants with that money, then it's going to be a big trouble for the society. So you have to be careful, and you need to spend time with your child. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you. Are you now Toastmaster or a guest?
I'm a Toastmaster.
Yes, Toastmaster Mithun. That's a really good attempt. And yeah, right. We need to spend much time with our kids and not them phone. But most of the Toastmasters nowadays are not spending time with their kids because of Toastmastering. That's also an addiction. The best example is me, because my family is going to disown me very soon. So that's also an addiction. So whatever the addiction, let it be, we have to get rid of that. So next topic is Toastmaster Karthika. Toastmaster Karthika, are you ready?
Yes, Toastmaster Vini.
Yes, this is your topic. You can take 30 seconds.
Okay, fine. So what I see from this picture is a flock of sheep which are in the form of Facebook. So, and one sheep which is left aside, which is not part of the whole gang, has this fear of missing out. So the former is actually very real, not just from my personal experience, but it's actually a coined word, which is the new age word. So it's nothing but when you end up having this so-called irrational fear of missing out on everything that is going around you. For example, you might see people travel on Instagram or Facebook and then feel this irrational fear that you're not traveling enough or you're not doing enough things in order to spend your time productively. So all this in turn affects you mentally in such a way that you don't even feel like you go an extra mile, which might not be your true self. Like you might even not want to travel, but looking at those pictures, you might actually feel that, okay, I'm missing out on all of those things. So it is part of this new age culture where we are always on Instagram and Facebook. And somehow a self-awareness helps if you really feel like that's okay and it's not what you want to do, it's perfectly fine and you need to come out of it. And you should make peace with yourself, basically. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kartika. That's really a good attempt. And now let me welcome any guest. Any guest you can participate. It's a good opportunity and you learn the real nervousness and you can get rid of that. This is a good opportunity. Can I call Rose, guest Rose? So don't worry, let me share the screen first so that you can come forward. So the topic for the next guest is, this is a very easy topic, right? Any guest, please come forward. Rose, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, Rose, can you please talk on the topic? Minimum 1 minute, maximum 2 minutes.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So from what I see here is that there's many ladders, out of which even one could have helped this man to actually climb up the wall. But because he was focusing too much on trying to climb the wall, he ended up, making a mess of the entire thing, and it basically ended up making him look like a fool. But instead, he could have used just one of the ladders and sort of made his way to the top. But maybe he was not focused on what he was doing and ended up, thinking of what was ahead of the wall instead of focusing on how he could get across the wall. So, yeah, that's all I can think of right now.
Yeah, please give a big round of applause. That's a really good attempt. First time, many people, even we struggle a lot, but you attempted well. Kudos to you, guest Rose. And next, can I call upon Toastmaster Pravina?
Yes, Toastmaster Venu, sir.
Yeah, Pravina, let me share the screen for you. Yeah. This is our topic. Pravina, can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, take your time, 30 seconds. If you want.
Yeah. Well, by looking at this picture, I just imagine the world that's going on right now. During our childhood days, we used to read a lot of books. Even myself, I used to have a lot of books around to read. And I imagine the characters of all the books by myself. And then, I just get motivated from the books. But these days, even though we have a lot of books around, we just focus on the social media or the gadgets that we have around. And basically, we are obsessed with all those gadgets. So I just think that as the years pass by, we just bury all the books that are with us, and maybe we may focus on the electronic gadgets, which are very harmful for our physical mind as well as mentally. So at least we have to be cautious right now and just go back to our old habits and focus on reading books, the paper-based ones, instead of getting distracted by using the social media and other gadgets very often. This is my take on that picture, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Pravina. Yeah, you're right, because most of the students nowadays, they spend much time in Facebook, right? They don't have time to face their book. So they have to spend much time in Facebook. They don't have time to face books. So now it's time to call upon our president, Toastmaster Abhilash. So Toastmaster Abhilash, are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, if you're ready, I'll do a good topic. because nowadays you prove yourself an extraordinary man, right? So can you talk on this topic? Extraordinary people or ordinary people who do everything in life with extraordinary passion. Yeah, the time is yours.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Venu. A very warm good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. An extraordinary person is an ordinary person who does things with extraordinary passion. This particular saying cannot be more true because I found out that this saying is true by starting my Toastmasters journey. And it has reaped me benefits. Let me quickly take you all through what happened. I joined around a year and a half ago in 2020. So at that time when I did join in, so we used to take out the basic roles, timer, counter, grammarian, all those roles. But what I would want to do is, timer, take a notebook, sit, write, go ahead. What is there in this? So what I would want to do is, see, my goal would be very simple. Do something different. That is all that I would have in mind. It might be good, it might be bad. I don't care. I wanted to do something different. So for the first time, what I did, I took the timer report and instead of having it in a notebook, I presented it through a PPT slide and people appreciated it. Similarly, what I did for TT table topics, see, we have an extraordinary passionate person sitting right here in DTM Venu who's giving us such extraordinary topics. Somewhat similar to that, what I did, I took PPT, I took a few live, live objects and asked people to describe them. Something different, so that people will participate in the meeting, and that has really borne fruit for me. So using this as a medium, I have been able to develop my communication skills and be more at ease. So that is one thing which has really helped me. So what I would say is, come on, all of us here, if we are going to do something different today, it is going to be really good, not just for the club, but for you as a person. You get to do something differently. And I'm sure when your passion comes into play, that fruit is going to be really extraordinary. I'm sure our table topic master agrees with me. What do you say, DTM Venu?
Sure, I agree with you because you are an extraordinary person with an extraordinary passion. You proved it. Thank you for that wonderful speech, Toastmaster Abhilash. Now let me share the screen, and if any of the guests, if they are interested, they can talk. Guest, this is a good opportunity because just being a silent audience or the observer won't help you. Be a participant. What about AK? AK, are you there? Falling down is not always losing. AK, are you there? No problem. So Vijay Aditya. Okay. Yes. Any of you, Vijay Aditya or AK, who is going to talk on this?
Shall I try?
Yeah. Yes, AK.
Falling down is always not losing, because whenever I'll tell you one example. Whenever a person is in a high position, he may not always be in a high position. Sometimes he will his position may be in a situation to fall, but but it is not the meaning that he's not going to be the loser in his life forever. So failure is the stepstone to success. So he should correct the mistakes from his. He should learn from his own failures, and next time he should. Next time he should do correct decisions. And he should think wisely.
JK?
Yes.
Yeah. Are you continuing?
Yeah.
We are waiting.
Should I start now?
Yeah. No. You can go ahead. Up to till right.
Okay. So, some people think that failure is failure become failure. Some people fear that failure results in becoming a loser in his life forever. But it is not that. It's not the meaning of that. So we should. Failure is a stepstone to success. We should have failures in our life. Only from our failures we should understand our mistakes, and next time we shouldn't repeat the same mistake. So this will help you to achieve the objective in our life.
Is it over? Yes. Thank you. Please give a big round of applause to AK. Can we know what's your name? Full name? It's Anand Kumar.
My name is Akhilesh. I just shortened my name as AK.
AK Akhilesh, right?
Toastmaster Akhilesh.
Toastmaster Akhilesh.
I just shortened my name.
Oh, it's not a shorten. It's only initial, na? So that information should be informed to audience so that we can also call it.
No. My name is Akhilesh. I'm a Toastmaster.
Okay.
I just shortened my name.
Okay, Toastmaster Akhilesh. Thank you for such a wonderful speech. Are you part of CTM?
Yes.
Okay. Then you are not supposed to do that. You should put that as a Toastmaster Akhilesh. Be proud of the Toastmaster. Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Akhilesh. Now it's time to call upon Vijay Aditya. Vijay Aditya, are you guest or a Toastmaster? Are you interested for the next topic?
Yeah, I can speak.
He's our newest member, Venu sir. Sorry for it. He's our newest member.
Vijay Aditya, right?
Yeah,
okay.
I joined yesterday.
So that's very nice. Welcome to Toastmasters CTM. This is the topic. Some talk to you in their free time, and some free their time to talk to you. Learn the difference. Can you talk on this topic?
Yeah, I can talk.
Yeah.
Some people talk to you in their free time, and some free their time to talk to you. So it shows that how other people actually see you. Some people may view as important, or some people view you as their friend, and actually see the real values in you. And some people just see you to get something, or do their take advantage of the situation. We have to be able to tell the difference between people who actually care about you and spend time with you, and actually enjoy the time with you. So identifying these people will actually help you to make real friends and have real connections where you can feel comfortable with hang around with them. So it is like an important skill to learn, which also helps in our life in identifying not only friends but also like friends who will be more than friends in our life. So yeah, that's it.
Vijay Aditya. The second, some people are really the Toastmasters because they free their time, they free their commitment, they are talking to you. That's why we are meeting here. So the next speaker, let me call upon Toastmaster Vasant. Toastmaster Vasant, are you there? Toastmaster Vasant. This is the topic. Toastmaster Vasant or Avinash George. Guest Avinash, are you there? Okay, anyone else, any volunteers would like to talk on the topic? Or let me call upon Toastmaster Srikanth Kudikesman for the final topic. So give me a minute. Toastmaster Srikanth Kudikesman, your topic is? Yeah, Toastmaster Srikanth Kudikesman. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, PD Master. Srikanth, Toastmaster Srikanth, you are not audible. Can you please come forward a little bit?
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Table Topic Master. The theme of the picture that we literally saw this few seconds back reminds me of saying that there is nothing called as incapability, or there is nothing called as not able to do to reach out to another person or to help anybody at any given time in our life. It is not the lack of our physical capacity or any handicap that we might have or anything in our mind which stops us from saying, I cannot help this person because I have such and such incapacity within me. The understanding of what I have seen here is to help out or to reach to another person literally begins with your mind. If you have the mind to help a person who really needs to be helped, it is your intention which can create a situation where you can help that person. Because I always believe the action that we take in our life always begins with a thought in our mind. If we get the thought and if we are going to find a way to help, believe me or not, even if we are not able to help, we would find a person who could, on our behalf, help the other person who really needs a helping hand. So here's what I want to remind you all about. If you want to help a person, you just have to have the intention to help. You know that the entire creation, the world itself will stand behind you to help the person who needs you to be helped. And believe me, it happened in my situation where I was driving down the car. I saw a small puppy which was hit by a speeding bike. I had just crossed the signal. I literally wanted to stop but couldn't because there had been a traffic jam and somebody hit me from behind. But little further down, when I parked my car, I turned around. I saw a gentleman who took the small puppy in his hand and rushed it to the nearest hospital. My intention was there to help, and the help came from you know from where, from the universe that we all admire about. Thank you very much. Back to you, Toastmaster Venu. Distinguished Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srikanth Kudikesman. This is really a motivational topic. You, whatever topic we give, you make it a motivational speech. That's a really, we like it. Thank you so much for such an inspirational speech. So with that, we come to an end of the TT session. Now I request the timer to read the qualified speaker. Yeah, you already posted, right? Message, right? Toastmaster Naveen?
Yeah, yes.
Qualified TT speaker.
Yeah, yes.
Thank you so much. Please vote for the best TT speaker. With that, I hand back to the screen to TMOD, Toastmaster Rekha. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster DTM Venu. All topics were insightful and all speakers did a very fabulous job in sharing their own insights and thoughts on the topic. I request everyone to, yes, the screen is reflecting on, the polls is reflecting on your screen. You can select the best speaker. Right. Thank you very much. So when we are talking about friendship, I always reflect upon friendship in the historic times. With my little knowledge on history, I can think about a Tamil epic Mahabharata, in which when we talk about friendship, Karnan and Duryodhana are the best friends, we can say, like you always stand by your friend. And then Mark Antony, Julius Caesar, again, they are good example for friendship. When we are talking about friendship, again, how can we not forget about the movies on friendship? So would anyone like to share any movies on friendship which you had loved or you hated? It was not that good, it's okay. Anyone?
Pita Magan.
Pita Mahan, excellent. Pita Mahan, yes, anyone?
Pita
Any
Magan, Talapati.
Talapati, yeah. How can we forget Talapati, right? Yeah. Anyone? Friends, right? Friends, Nanban. Maybe I don't watch more of Hindi movies, but recently or a few months ago, I watched a Hindi movie, Zindagi Na Milega Dobara. Excellent movie on friendship and hope and how you can look at life. Yes?
There's also another movie called Dil Chahta Hai. That is also story about three friends.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Akhilesh. Thank you. Thank you.
Similar to Zindagi Na Milega Dobara.
Yeah. Thank you to Toastmaster Akhilesh. Anyone would like to share your like favorite movies on friendship? Okay. When I was just looking at some movies, Panchatantram, though it is a comical movie, if it is there a subtle message on friendship, or at the end there is a very strong message on friendship. And likewise on a Jolly Goa movie is also on friendship, right? And how can we forget Bas and Gira Bhaskaran? It's again a comedy movie where there is a good friendship between the two main characters. And when we are talking about movies, there are many famous dialogues on friends and friendship. Anyone? Any dialogues? Movie dialogue? Yeah, your friend pole yaru macha. To translate in English, who else is like my friend? I hope I translated in the right way. Anyone else? Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ashwini. Nanbenda, right? So he is my friend. That's the like, yeah. So whether the friend is a horrible friend or no horrible, there's a friend who is there to take your life or to support you in a more matured way. Still, friend is a friend. So with this, I just want to add one more point and then I will hand over to the evaluator.
Another movie is Madras, this Karthi movie.
Excellent. Yeah, that's also an excellent movie on friendship. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Akhilesh. I think I should definitely connect with you to get more list of movies where I can add it in my bucket list to watch those movies. Thank you very much, Akhilesh. Yeah. So now, as I was telling, friendship is not just about extending your friendship to your the same age group. You may have friends of a much younger people or a much older people, and even to your parents or your spouse and your kids, you can extend your friendship. It is not just about with others. Recent again, when I picked up this topic on friendship, I was reflecting upon my own experiences with various people. A few months ago, like I was having a conversation with my father. We were more of my father was a very strict father, and it was more like a daughter and a father. But I broke that barrier, and one day I was asking about his crush. So he was open enough to discuss about his crush, and I was asking him like why he married my mother and how is the relationship, or did he ever regret it. So it was like I never ever in my last like 40 plus years have spoken to my father in this way. But that one moment, like when I opened up, my father also was opening up. So that was a realization. Friendship is one to be extended to all your family members, not just you play the role. So with this note, I would like to invite Toastmaster Mugil, General Evaluator, to take up the screen to and give your evaluation on the meeting.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. So to break down the evaluation section segment, we have three things that are going to happen. One, we will have the evaluation of the prepared speeches. 2, we will have the tacting report, and 3, we will have a general evaluation report that I will be providing. To start off with the evaluation of the prepared speeches, to evaluate Toastmaster Geeta's speech, we have Toastmaster Shrikant Krishnan providing the evaluation. Toastmaster Shrikant works for the central government, and he is who's also a corporate trainer, and he's a spiritual aspirant. And I'm sure his earlier table topic would have preceded the perspective he's likely to bring into the evaluation. Over to you, Toastmaster Shrikant.
Good afternoon once again. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mughal. Toastmaster Geeta, I really admire and appreciate a very long speech with a very beautiful message. Let me start with the central theme of your message, which says that it is impossible for you to control the external world without controlling your internal source of anxiety, trouble, or any situation. Having said that, you had given a couple of examples right from our childhood till we get into our old age, how we try to control other people, how we try to control our friends, our peers, our parents. Then when we get into family life, our spouse, our children, we try to keep controlling, but never had become successful. That is what you have been telling us. And you also reminded us, for us to have a control of the things which is beyond our reach is the first attempt to control ourselves, our thoughts. And I also like the way that you presented it, how you made things so fluent. I mean, it was so interesting for us to understand that you have been taking us through a journey of a speech where you gave us all the practical possibilities how to turn your life around and make it easy and fulfilled. And also you reminded us how we can control our mind by doing some meditation and being detached from the outcome of whatever you do. All those things were really a practical solution to a huge problem that each and every one of us was facing. Having said that, what I really missed in your speech, apart from the information that was there in abundance, was a little bit of humor, because we have been listening to you for about 15 to 20 minutes. And I would have appreciated a couple of humor, a couple of real life incidents where you tried to control somebody else and you ended up making a fool of yourself. I'm sorry if I'm to say that, but you were not able to do that. So if you can give us some examples about your practical realities that you faced, then it would have been very interesting. So to summarize my entire evaluation, a very good attempt to give a topic which is really important and valid to all of us, with all the solutions that is required, and not try to control external source which is beyond our reach, but to control the thoughts and the action that originates from our mind. And once we start doing that, we try to find happiness and bliss, and whatever may go through us, even when the worst goes before us, the mind which is under control will never flicker and will never be at loss to find happiness, and the entire life of any human being is going to be blissful. And I really appreciate but little bit of humor, and I think a beautiful subject like this would be a real showstopper for any speech that you give in the future. Thank you very much. I wish you all the very best. Back to you, Toastmaster Mughal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shrikant. And second, we have Toastmaster Vignesh to evaluate Toastmaster Ashwini's speech. To talk about Toastmaster Vignesh works in Qualcomm, and when asked what he is looking forward to as his role as the evaluator, he told that he's looking to sharpen his listening and organizing skills. And I'm sure his evaluation is just going to give you that. Over to you, Toastmaster Vignesh.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Mughal, for good introduction. And thank you very much for my target speaker for delivering a wonderful speech. I would definitely say that it is, I could not believe that this is not a level 1 project speech. So I could see a alacrity in delivering her speech. So it was a very good experience in listening her speech. It was very well constructed, like in opening and body, the conclusion. So I could feel how difficult it is mom to manage work and bring up a child and handles a society. When she talked about the childbirth and the emotion she felt, she utilized the virtual stage very excellent manner. Kudos to that. And talk about her hand gestures. She excellently used hand gestures about feeling her parenting and giving a child for the strangers for bringing up. So it was really a wonderful speech to listen her. And I could see, I could hear a very good vocal variety when she talked about the multiple roles she being a dentist, mother, and homemaker. And also appreciate for having a very good aptly taking a title as a mother's musing. So the job is very well done. For the recommendation part, I could feel the speed of the speech delivery could have been reduced a little bit. For first off, I could not listen. It was very faster, so I could feel if she deliver a speech in a little bit slower manner, the audience connect would have been even better. And also some questions might ask at the initial stage, so that also increase the audience attention. So please work on that. So that will definitely you making to the next level speech. So in a nutshell, it was a speech was very structured one, and the pauses you used was very good. And hand gestures, you did an amazing job on the hand gestures, body language, and the time utilization also very good. So on the speed of the speech delivery, you have to put a little bit concentration on that. Yeah, that is my evaluation, and I wish to listen a more speech from you in the future. Thank you. Back to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vignesh. Now, moving on to the next part of the evaluation segment, we have, but before that, you will also be seeing the polls for the best evaluator on screen. Please vote for the best evaluator. And moving on to the next evaluation segment, we have the report from the TAG team. May I call upon Toastmaster Naveen to present his time report?
Yeah, just a minute. Toastmaster Naveen Raj, as a Sergeant at Arms, took time taken 1 minute 20 seconds. Toastmaster Abhilash, as a Presiding Officer, time taken 2 minutes 25 seconds. Toastmaster Rekha, as a Toastmaster of the Day, time taken 4 minutes 29 seconds. Toastmaster Mujil, as General Evaluator, time taken 1 minute 15 seconds. Toastmaster Vasant, as a Idiom Master, time taken 1 minute 17 seconds. Toastmaster Ayush, as a Court Master, time taken 15 seconds. For prepared speech, Toastmaster Geeta took 20 minutes 1 second. Toastmaster Ashwini took 6 minutes 2 seconds. For table topic, DTM Venu Neelagandan as a table topic master, time taken 1 minute 58 seconds for the introduction. Toastmaster Mithun as TT speaker 1 minute 31 seconds. Toastmaster Kartika as TT speaker 1 minute 43 seconds. Guest Rose as a TT speaker 48 seconds. Toastmaster Pravina as a TT speaker, time taken 1 minute 12 seconds. Toastmaster Abhilash as a TT speaker, time taken 2 minutes 8 seconds. Toastmaster Achilles as a TT speaker, time taken 2 minutes 5 seconds. Toastmaster Vijay Aditya as a TT speaker, time taken 1 minute 28 seconds. Toastmaster Srikanth Putti Krishnan as a TT speaker, time taken 2 minutes 15 seconds. Then for evaluation session, Toastmaster Srikanth as a evaluator, time taken 3 minutes 8 seconds. Toastmaster Vignesh as the evaluator. Time taken 2 minutes 30 seconds. That's it. Over to you, general evaluator, Toastmaster Mubin.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Naveen. May I call upon Toastmaster Binoy to present the R Counter report?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and fellow guests. I would like to present the R Counter report. So for Toastmaster Tarun, a sergeant at arms, he had no R's and Ums. Toastmaster Abhilash Suresh as a presiding officer, he had 0 R's and Ums. Toastmaster Rekha as a TMOD, she had 2 R's. Toastmaster Mughal as a general evaluator has 3 plus R's. Toastmaster Deepak as a timer at 0 R's. Toastmaster Abhilash Suresh as a grammarian has 0 R's. Then Toastmaster Ayush as a court master has 2 R's and no other filler words used. Toastmaster Vasant as an idiom master at 3 plus R's. Prepared speakers, Toastmaster Geeta, wonderful job. You had 1 R and you have used 3 source. Toastmaster Ashwini, again, once again, a very good speech. You had 0 R's and Ums used, and you also have not used any filler words. In table topics, distinguished Toastmaster Venu Neelakandan had 2 R's. Toastmaster Mithun, table topic speaker, had 3 R's and 2 source. Toastmaster Karthika had 3 plus R's. Guest Rose, a very good effort. She had 1 R and 1 Toastmaster Pravina, you had 1 so and you have used 1 you know in the speech. Toastmaster Abhilash Suresh, he had so once and he has used you know once. Toastmaster Akhilesh, welcome to CTM. You had 2 R's and 2 so's used during the speech. And Toastmaster Vijay Aditya, once again, welcome to CTM. You had 2 so's. Toastmaster Srikanth, he had 0 R's and Ums used. For evaluation part, Toastmaster Srikanth has 0 R's and Ums. Toastmaster Vignesh had 3 plus R's. Over to you, Toastmaster Mughal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Binoy. And finally, can I call upon Toastmaster Abhilash to present the remedial report?
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Give me just a moment to share my screen. All right. Is my screen visible? Yeah, thank you. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. It is my immense pleasure to present to you the grammarian's report for today. So, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rekha. The good usages were a friend on whose shoulders you can lean on, and friendship is nothing but a random but precious alliance. And one phrase which I found interesting was, I return the cash, but how will I ever return the gratitude? And the final phrase was to take happiness in your own hands. Our quote master, Toastmaster Ayush. An excellent quote. It is one of the blessings of old friends. You can afford to be stupid with them. Our idiom master, Toastmaster Vasant. Again, a beautiful idiom. Birds of a feather flock together. Our speaker one, Toastmaster Geeta. Good usages. Keen on getting a good job. Obsessed with a particular outcome. Passions control us instead of being controlled by us. And the final one, again, take happiness in your own hands. Speaker 2, Toastmaster Ashwini. Good usages. I like the phrase mom guilt. The second thing is fighting for the rest of my life. The third phrase that I found interesting was the most important job of my lifetime, the way you describe motherhood. And the final thing was wearing a lot of hats at home and workplace. Now let us go to the table topics. Speaker 1, Toastmaster Mithun. Give attention to not just to yourself, but to your child as well. Speaker 2, Toastmaster Karthika. Irrational fear and new age cultures were a couple of really beautiful phrases. Speaker 3, our guest Rose. Make his way to the top. Beautiful phrase. Speaker 4, Toastmaster Pravina. Burying books and focusing on electronic gadgets. I like that phrase. Speaker 5 was me. Speaker 6, Toastmaster Akhilesh. Failure is the stepping stone to success. A beautiful proverb. Speaker 7, Toastmaster Vijay Aditya. That phrase, see the real value in you, was appreciable. And Speaker 8, excuse me for the typo, Toastmaster Srikanth. Intention to help begins with the mind. Now, moving on. Let us go to the evaluation segment. Evaluator 1, Toastmaster Srikanth. Good usages. Making a fool of yourself and mind under control will never flicker. Beautiful phrases. And Toastmaster Vignesh, in a nutshell. So instead of usually saying to summarize, he used it beautifully, in a nutshell, and out a little more concentration. Word of the day usages, we had a couple of persons who use the word of the day usages. Toastmaster Vasant and Toastmaster Vignesh have used the word. Please unmute yourself and give a huge round of applause to both of them for using the word of the day, alacrity. Thank you. Stay safe. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abhilash, for that detailed report. And now to present my report as the General Evaluator. I have a few things that according to me went very well, and it would be really good to continue doing. One, the meeting started on time as usual, and the recording also started before the Sergeant at Arms started off. And I think that was a evaluation received from the previous meeting, so that's really commendable. And the Toastmaster of the day, Rekha ma'am, explained the structure of the meeting very clearly and very concisely, and that would have been beneficial for the guests as well, and whoever is attending the Toastmasters meeting for the very first time. Talking about the theme of the day, the theme was beautifully developed. At every point, the theme was like, no matter what the role player or the speaker was speaking, it always, the Toastmaster had a way of connecting all of that and bringing it back into one place. And all the prepared sessions were very well prepared and very well organized and on time. And something that was really nice was when Toastmaster Vijay, who's a very new member, pinged right away on a chat window. It was immediately acknowledged by TM Modi and Toastmaster Abhilash, which creates a very warm environment. And also when there was a glitch in a glitch in the first speaker seeing the timer flag, Toastmaster of the day made sure to check that before moving on to the second speech, which was also a very commendable thing. And that was one of that. Another aspect was, I think Toastmaster Ashwini had a backup phone also connected while she was giving her speech. Probably, I'm not sure if that is to ensure that her speech is smooth and without any glitches. That's a really good idea. Maybe that's something we can take up. And coming to the TT session, the DTM Venu sir had broken up the TT session, the intent, and also had given a general direction which would have been useful for the guests to pick up TT topics. And it was extremely nice how he was encouraging guests to talk and breaking it down step by step, showing them the topics. That was really nice. And when called upon, the TT masters, the both members and guests accepted the floor with alacrity, which was really nice. And there could have been more usages of the word of the day. And during the tag team report, Toastmaster Binoy had acknowledged certain things, like when he was reading out how many hours and all were there for guests. He had also ensured to encourage that and comment that they were including. That was a really good thing. And the grammarian report was an excellent presentation, and it was not just encouraging, but it was also probably a way of documenting and sharing this across. So that was a really good idea. So those are things that went well. And coming to things that could have maybe gone better and things which we can cautiously look out for. One of the things was naming of the role players. I think that was also a comment that we had received in our previous meeting. Maybe next time onwards, we can make sure that before the meeting starts, we are renaming ourselves appropriately to avoid confusions, and that's more consciously taken into consideration. And I think we also had a suggestion of a guest introduction in the beginning. I think that would also be a good practice to warm up the floor for the guests. And another item that I noticed was, so if in this screen, if we are adjusting our screens or moving about, it would be good to do it before the meeting, or maybe switch off our videos and do that so that others are not distracted by that. And it would have been a really good practice to have audio video check before the meeting, because there were a few glitches with the video and also a few echo and things like that. And the timer card, I think it would be good if we can come up with a different way of displaying it. Maybe we can pin the timer with the speaker so that they can see that better, because there's no way of people who are presenting to see the timer coming up. And also, speaking of which, I couldn't see this. I'm not sure if it was not there, it would be a good practice to pin the speaker. So when the recording is put up on air, we know who is speaking, because that's a gap that's always seen. It could have been useful to share the word of the day and its meaning on the chat box, even after putting out the word of the day, because not all of us would be familiar with the word as much. Regarding the TT session, I know DTM Venu sir started off in a comical tone, but that could have come off as something put people in a not put people in an unease. Especially people who don't know where he's coming from. So maybe that's something we could have done a little better, something like that. Other than that, I think, oh yeah, one more thing. So while reading the timer report, if maybe it wouldn't have been necessary to say, it could have just said, this is a timer report for each speaker and TT speaker, instead of having to say TT speaker for every person. So those are the few things which I noticed we can do better. And like how I said earlier, time invested in reflection is not time wasted, and hopefully this has been useful for all of us. Over to you, Toastmaster Rekha.
Toastmaster Rekha, you're on mute.
To add with what you said, Toastmaster Mugil, I would say time spent with friends are also not waste of time. So it's time well spent. Yeah. So speaking about this, Toastmaster Forum, where we are getting connected every week. This is also a beautiful platform to develop and nurture friendship. So when I reflect upon a few people who are still connected like few years ago, who are Toastmasters, and for some personal reasons, they did not continue with their Toastmaster journey. Maybe soon we may see them. I'm not very sure. And there are lovely friendship which has been like still continuing with me, like Toastmaster Renuka, Toastmaster Shaila, Toastmaster Yuvraj, with which DTM Venu also is aware of them, like a lovely platform to nurture and build your friendship. And when we are talking about friends and friendship, there is another prominent one which hits our mind is Facebook friends, right? So we all are evaluated by, or we find ourselves great when we see how many friends we have in our Facebook friendship list. Recently, my son happened to peep into my Facebook and he said, "Ma, you have 700 plus friends." I said, "That's Facebook friends, and most of them I don't know who are they." Maybe it would have just come as recommendations. I would have clicked it, but my actual close friends are not even in Facebook, or they are not even like connected in Facebook. So I would request all people, like, do not get carried away by the Facebook friendship. And it is just a social media platform. Give time for friendship. It is not just about coming together. Value friendship, value your time, as well as value the relationship, as every relationship has to be nurtured. Even friendship has to be nurtured. And it doesn't mean that you have to speak on a daily basis. There are friends whom I speak 3 months once, or 6 months once, or 1 year once, but they are the best friends. So the friendship cannot be judged by the number of time you spend with each other. I think like you would definitely agree to it. And as I said, friendship has much more meaning, and never ever think of what I get from this relationship. Always think about it's a journey, it's time well spent. And if you sense that something is not adding, not even adding, if it is removing something from your peace or from your life, it's better not to continue with that. Maybe a friendship, I definitely would think like it's not something like lifetime. There are friendship which has been spent only for a certain period of the year or the life. Maybe like as you grow, things grow apart as well, but time spent is always time spent well. And with this note, I would, I think, yeah. So I recently, last 2-3 years, I've been getting back my lost friends, like college school friends. After 30 years, I connected with them in 2019. And today, as I said, this month I lost a friend, 15, 17 years ago, and I got in touch with her. So I wish there are people around us, like even you and even you would have lost touch or lost your friend. I wish you to get your friend back, and wish you more and more friends in your life to add value and joy and peace in your life. So with this, I hand over the control to the president, Toastmaster Abhilash.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rekha, for having taken us through the meeting in a wonderful manner. I'm sure that friendship remained incomplete without mentioning Facebook friends in the current scenario. Thank you once again. Thank you, Table Topic Master and our General Evaluator, for having helped conduct such a wonderful meeting. It is now, before we move on to the closing session, let us hear some feedback from a couple of guests and our new Toastmasters as well. So let's quickly start with our guests. So guest Rose, I think this is the second or third meeting you're coming to. So could you tell us your feedback on the meeting?
Yeah, it was very good, and I think it went around in a very organized way. And it seems that almost every meeting, the word of the day is used. So that's a very good point that I noted. And I think overall, it's a really good thing, and I'm hopefully going to join soon.
That's indeed great to hear. Thank you, guest Rose. So we'll be calling you Toastmaster Rose soon. That's good news. Then moving on, so let us hear from. So Toastmaster Mithun is a guest to our club. So Toastmaster Mithun.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Hi Mithun. Yes.
So yeah. So it was a wonderful meeting, and after a long time, I'm back to CTM to attend the meetings. So even though the members are not that much, when then there were 2 years ago, so it was still the quality is not lost. So that's it. Okay.
Thank you, Mithun. No, there is another program going on, so I think some of our members are there. So there is no drop in membership as such. Thank you, Mithun. And now let us hear from our latest addition, Toastmaster Vijay Aditya.
Yeah, the meeting was good. I got an opportunity to speak and improve on my speaking skills. So I hope to do the same in the future, and
Great. Definitely do come on, participate, improve, do whatever you want. We have a good forum. Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay Aditya. Now let us proceed to the closing session for today's meeting. Starting with the best quote or idiom master for today, it goes to our idiom master. Birds of a feather flock together was his idiom. Congratulations, Toastmaster Vasant, on being the best idiom master for today. The best tag role player from amongst the timer, counter, and the grammarian. Thank you. It's me, grammarian Toastmaster Abhilash. That's what the polls say anyway. And then now moving to the best role player for today from among our TMOD, TT Master, and our General Evaluator. None other than our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rekha, who took us through such a beautiful theme of friendship. Congratulations, Toastmaster Rekha. Now moving on, the best evaluator for today goes to none other than our veteran evaluator and veteran Toastmaster, Toastmaster Shrikant Kuttikrishnan. Congratulations, Toastmaster Shrikant Kuttikrishnan. Better is yet to come. The best table topic speaker for today once again is bagged by Toastmaster Shrikant Kuttikrishnan. Congratulations, Toastmaster Shrikant Kuttikrishnan. And last but not the least, the best speaker for today goes to Toastmaster Ashwini, Mom's Guilt. Congratulations, Toastmaster Ashwini, on getting the best speaker for the day. Now, before we adjourn, we have one first-time role player today. In our midst, Toastmaster Binoy is playing the role of our counter for the first time. Let us give a huge round of applause to Toastmaster Binoy and wish him all the best in his journey here. All the best, Toastmaster Binoy. And so, on that happy note, let us adjourn meeting number 795 to next week, same time, 4 to 6 Sunday. Let's meet next week. Now we can gather for an informal session.